All right. I think it's actually streaming this time, guys. I had to turn my Wi-Fi off because it was doing that weird thing where it says like reconnecting. So fingers crossed this works. Let me give it a minute, see if anyone's able to hop on. And if you can do me a favor as you hop on, let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Let me know in the comments because it was being funky with the streaming. I have my blanket in case I get cold because it's like 60 degrees in Southern California and that's cold for here. I'm not seeing any comments yet. Hopefully they show up today. I'm intending that they will. This is your badass pep talk to help you realign with your power, to light that spark in you, to help you remember who the F you are and get unstuck from whatever undesirable circumstances you are finding yourself in. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. The only thing in your way, the only thing keeping you from everything you desire, everything you want, from having it all, from the money, from the clients, from the health, from the love, whatever it is you want, the only thing in the way is you. It's your beliefs. Okay? That's just how powerful you are. I said this before, you know, manifestation is not an efforting or a trying process. Manifestation is not about trying to manipulate the outside, people or circumstances. It's not about trying to figure it out. It's about mastering your internal state. And if you are not receiving everything that you desire right now, if things feel difficult, if you feel stuck, if you feel out of your power, literally the only reason is because you are not mastering your energy. You have not created stability within, and that is due to your beliefs. Let me know if this is resonating. I see some people hopping on, and also if you can let me know everything's streaming good because I had to turn the Wi-Fi off. And thank you for being here. Say hello so I can see who's here with me. If you're catching the replay, let me know as well. Okay, so, and I talk about this stuff a lot because the thing is, we have been programmed and conditioned since the day we're born to believe the complete opposite of this, right? We are born into this world like really falling victim almost to our senses, to what we can see and perceive outside of us, and we think that that's so real, and we put so much weight in it, and we forget that we are the ones generating it. The outside world does not exist without your conscious awareness of it. I'm literally in this talk today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about manifestation, really, like, but I understand that it can take some practice to really, you know, you need to hear it multiple times for it to land differently, because it goes against how we've been programmed. We've been programmed to think that if you want something, you need to struggle to get it. You need to work. You need to try to figure it out. You need to try to make it happen. You need to try. You need to work harder. And the thing is, that keeps you bound in that reality. Okay? So hang on, let me see. I'm glad comments are showing up. Awesome. Selena says, I feel you, sister. Good. Yeah, this is your badass pep talk you need to realign you with your bad bitch self who's like, I know who I am. I'm in my power. I get to have everything I want, because you do. That's the truth. Like, there is literally nothing in your way other than the beliefs you've created. So I want you to think of it like this. There's you and everything you want. The thing is, what you want wants you. The only thing in between that is resistance. And that's unseen, right? That's why people have a hard time working through it, because it's like this invisible thing. It's like an energetic barrier. So what is the resistance? I'll tell you what the resistance is not. It's not other people. It's not outside circumstances. It's nothing in the material world, because this is just an illusion. Like, this isn't real. It's just what you're perceiving based off of what you're holding internally. Okay, so that's what the resistance is not. Let's talk about what the resistance is, okay? This invisible barrier between you and what you want. Because there actually is no barrier, it just exists in your mind, right? So it's just how you're perceiving it. We always experience life the way we perceive it, the way we believe it to be. Hello, Jasmine, welcome. Okay, sorry guys, I'm like, don't have my glasses on ever, so I have to like lean forward to read those. Okay, so what's the resistance? The resistance is the subconscious programming that's running on in the background that you're not even aware of, like the unconscious blocks and programming that you picked up just from observing life, from how you were raised, from school, from the media, music, all of the things, right? There are your beliefs, right? So the thoughts you continue to think, like your conscious beliefs. There is the way you view yourself, the way you view life, the way you view other people, what you think you're worthy of or not worthy of. Worthiness isn't even a thing. We'll talk about that. But this is like your perception of this idea that you could be worthy or not worthy. You can stick that right in the middle of like the resistance, right? Self-sabotaging behaviors, self-sabotaging ways of talking to yourself. Every time you buy into a rule, because you've heard me say this, there are no rules. Literally, there are no rules except for the ones you make up. So every time you add in a rule, you can stick it in the big pile of resistance that's blocking you from experiencing who you are, right? Everything you want is because it's actually naturally who you are. Okay, so what else goes in there? Other people's opinions. Every time you're giving your power away, every time you're like, let me compare myself to someone else, let me feel not enough, let me think I'm too far behind. Every time you say, oh, I can't do it because X, Y, Z, and you point to something in your outer reality, add that into the pile of resistance, right? So you can see why people aren't living in a reality where they're having everything that they want, because they have a ton of resistance. So manifestation is not about doing things in the outer. I'm not saying you're never going to take action, okay? But if you've been following me for a while, you know I teach the energetics, because this is how you actually get what you want. This is how you work smarter, not harder. This is how you take your power back and really create anything you want on your own terms. By the way, for those of you, if you're new, if you're just finding me, my name's Hannah, and I'm a women's manifestation coach, but I do this through really focusing on your energy. I help you really master your energy so that you create freedom and success that you desire, the success and freedom you desire in your life and in your business, okay? So it's not just about money, it's about your health, it's about your relationships, it's about whatever you want. But you cannot experience that when you have all the resistance, okay? So it is not about trying to do more in the outer. I see so many coaches, like, it always cracks me up when I have a coach like friend me and then DM me like trying to sell to me. I'm like, you clearly don't see what I do, because I'm like the anti of needing to hustle, of, you know, you're not going to create the success and freedom you want in your business by stalking potential clients, by obsessing, by trying to manipulate and force things, or trying to just do more and like, let me do a live every single day. Like, if you want to do that, great, do it. Like, me personally, I don't. You know, there's only the rules you make. There's a lot of business coaches teaching that you need to do this certain formula, and I'm here to really shake that up, because my experience and what I know to be true is that the only rules that pertain to you are the ones you decide. So why the F would you screw yourself over by making all these difficult things, like all these difficult rules? Why would you choose to believe that you need to do something you don't want to do in order to receive what you want? There's you, and there's your desires. What you want wants you. Like, this is one of the laws of the universe that when you really understand this is going to change the game for you. You're not separate, okay? So this is where we get to go in and energetically rewire things and release the resistance and decondition and deprogram, so that we dissolve your awareness of this like lie that you're buying into, that there's something between you and what you want, okay? This is how you unify your mind. This is how you unify, you know, getting rid of any split energy. So when I talk about split energy, what I mean is you want something consciously, but you have unconscious beliefs and programs that you've bought into that go against it. That's split energy. And if you've heard me speak on this before, I always say that split energy equals stuck, like indefinitely stuck. And oh my gosh, do I know this, because I've experienced this firsthand. Let me read this comment. Justin says, thank you for sharing this today. You're so welcome. Yeah, because here's the thing. I know that you can have whatever you want, and I want you to know that you can have whatever you want. Obviously, I'm a coach. I'm here to support you if you need support with this, because I know the deconditioning isn't always easy. It's so freaking simple, right? Like, you've probably heard me and other people say, oh, I just decided. And if that's not landing yet, I know that can be a really annoying thing to hear. It just means that you get to practice being in your power more, right? So the process is just to start removing all of the distortions we're carrying in our mind that tell us that we're separate from what we want. Okay. Let me see what else. I hear that all the time. Yes. Yeah, I know. I know, because that used to drive me nuts. When people would be like, just decide to let the money in. Just decide to be successful. I was like, what do you mean? But really, really, it is. It's deciding, it's getting really real about what you want, and then deciding that you are going to do your internal energetic alignment to get rid of everything that goes against that. And when I talk about how I healed my body, if you've heard this, I'll just go over it briefly in case you're new and haven't heard, but I struggled with an autoimmune. I'm someone who was born with digestive issues. I had a lot of developmental trauma. I'm the one that was born in my family that is like cleared generations of toxicity, like so many cycles, so many things that I've been ending. So I've kind of had to learn things the hard way. And looking back, like if I knew then what I knew now, I could have saved myself a lot of trouble, which is why I do the work I do, because I want to make it as easy as possible for you, because really the only one making up the rules is you, but we aren't taught that. We're given rules all the time, right? So anyway, when I had just a ton of health issues ever since I was little girl, right? So I grew up like really identifying that this was just my state. This is just what I was. I was going to all sorts of different specialists. I was trying energy healers. I was trying naturopathic doctors. I was trying everything, and like nothing was working. And the moment I decided was when I got so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I just said, you know what? Like, screw it. None of this is working. I know in my heart that my natural state, like at that point, I was doing enough manifestation work and on my spiritual awakening, you know, understanding I'm a divine being. My natural state is whole and healthy. I was made perfectly. And I'm not going to buy into any of these lies that I can't eat certain foods or that I need to, you know, whatever. If you've experienced autoimmune, you know how exhausting that is. Everyone has a different opinion. And every time you're trying so hard to fix things on the outside instead of fixing internally, you're just digging yourself deeper and deeper into the hole. It just gets harder and harder. And I'm sure you've experienced this in your money. Like, I'm sure you've experienced this in your business, in your relationships, right? Like when we're not changing our internal state, when we're not stabilizing internally and like really doing our own energetic alignment and owning our power and owning our truth and really being our true authentic selves, when we're not doing that work, the more we try on the outside, the harder and harder it gets, because you're getting further and further away from your true self. So in that moment, I was so fed up and I said, I am going to do the one thing I haven't done, and that is really master my energy, because I know for a fact that none of this could be manifesting physically in my body if it wasn't holding it energetically first. So I went in and really focused, like hardcore focused on my healing, like healing the way I saw myself, healing what I thought I was worthy of. Like, you know, a lot of it was tuning out what was going on, because I was having a very real physical experience of pain in my body, and I had to kind of put the blinders onto that and really just focus. I had to detach from that and focus on doing my energetic alignment, and things just started clearing up really, really quickly without needing to do anything, okay? So this is why I'm saying manifestation is not about trying to control things in the outer. It is 100% an inner game. And when you can land deeply in knowing and understanding that you are not separate from what you want, when you can really accept that truth, then you know what your work is. Your work is to go in and start getting rid of and releasing anything that's telling you anything other than that. Because anything that tells you you're separate from what you want is a lie. It's an illusion. It's not real. But so long as you're holding that in your consciousness, you're going to have a very real experience of being separate from what you want. I stayed stuck in this for like years, guys. Like, it's so freaking painful. Like, I have so much compassion for myself and my journey, because, you know, I've known about manifestation for a long time, and I'm a Scorpio. I love to research things, you know, so I've been diving deep into this for years, and it's a really painful place to be, where you know that you're capable of so much more, and you see it, and you see people around you experiencing it, especially if you're in this online space. Like with me, you know, I know you're in this world of women who are really in their power and really freaking manifesting amazing things. So it's so painful to see that and then be like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I receive it? And all that was that I wasn't mastering my internal state. I was giving so much power to outside circumstances. And I, you know, with my journey and what I've gone through, I completely understand why I was that way. It makes sense why I didn't believe in my power. It makes sense why it didn't feel safe to me. You know, So you have to have compassion with yourself and where you're at on your journey and what you've experienced. But at the end of the day, you know, outside circumstances are not dictating what you get to create. The past has no bearing on that. And the moment you decide, like really freaking decide, you know what, I'm going to get everything I want and I'm going to buckle down and do this internal work, everything will start shifting for you. So this is why, you know, with my programs, I don't do super long programs. You're always welcome to re-sign, right? But I do 6 weeks, like my mastermind is 6 weeks. And then my one-on-one option, I have a Voxer only for like 1 month at a time. You can renew if you want. And then I have like a 6 and a 12-week option, because really what's going to help, I don't want you to stay stuck for years like I did. I don't want you to be codependent on me. I want to really help you drill into you that you are an infinite being. You're the operative power in your life. You are the God of your reality. You are the only one generating this. And when you really get that, you master yourself. You master your life. But it takes dedication, okay? So I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. Like, I'm someone who is not set up for success at all. I am someone who's like kind of the best and the worst story at the same time. Like, I would never want to repeat what I've gone through, but I'm glad I did, because I have a really deep, thorough understanding of it, because I've had to dig myself out of shit in every single area of my life, like my health, my relationships, my money, everything, because I grew up really not loved and supported and not taught my value. And these were lessons I had to learn the hard way. And I don't want to, you know, how do I want to say this? Hang on, guys. Thanks for all the love. I'm glad this is resonating. I'm seeing all the hearts. I don't want to mislead you when I say that it gets to be easy and think that like, oh, I just gonna want something and it's gonna happen. Like, it does happen like that, but only once you align with it, okay? So what would have saved me years is if I would have just buckled down and worked on my self-concept and really worked on mastering my energy and really stabilizing my internal state, okay? I had a lot of things going on. I had anxiety, I had a lot of issues going on, but that all could have, like, if I would have just focused for a couple weeks, I could have been where I am now, like years ago. And it's okay that I wasn't, but I'm sharing this with you because you can. You can. So it gets to be easy once you align with your true authentic self. How do you know if you're aligned with your true authentic self? Well, are you getting what you want? If you're not, it means that you've got that resistance going on. So your work is to really go in and work on that. What else would I like to say about this? Let me scroll through, see if I missed any comments. Oh, I think it's just like, you guys are sending me lots of hearts. Thank you. Love it. I'm glad this is resonating. So it takes focus. It takes like really being, you have to learn a whole new way of being. You have to learn, and it can take time when you have a lot of momentum built up in the direction you don't want to go, right? Because what you have to understand with manifestation is that by the time something has manifested physically, it's been held energetically. So it's like some of these beliefs, you don't even realize you have them because it's just the only way you've known life to be. It's such a subconscious belief that you don't even see it. So it's like, you need to be open to seeing things differently. You need to really be, in order to really shift and get to where you want to be, you need to be willing to take radical responsibility and really accept the fact that you and you alone are creating your reality. That alone is so freeing, right? Like, there's no one and nothing outside of you controlling you. Thank God, right? So that's the first step. You have to really own that it's you. And you have to decide firmly that you're going to do your work to get everything you want. And understand that it's an internal game. It's an internal process. It's an alignment process. It is not about doing in the outside. I see so many people trying so hard, and this was me for years, like trying all the things, exhausting themselves, burning out, you know, just barely getting by. That's a really painful place to be. And I don't want you to wait till you're at rock bottom, having exhausted all your, you know, like done, like me, like done all the programs, tried all the things, and then like, you strengthen this victim story within yourself that you're just broken and things don't work for you. And that's a lie. That's a complete lie. People aren't teaching this internal alignment work because people don't know it. Like, people, I don't think people are leading people astray on purpose. I think people just can only teach what they've embodied so far. And as someone who's failed many times and done things the hard way, I can tell you it 100% is an inner game, and that is your point of power 100% of the time. So I hope this is the pep talk that changes things for you. I hope this helped you understand what your work is. And if this whole thing, if you're understanding that's an internal process, but you're not really sure how to do it, that's what I'm here for. And if you want support, I would love to be able to support you. My mastermind is officially like launching, kicking off tomorrow. And what I mean by that is I have gone through and redone my mastermind. I've totally up-leveled it, and I've added an online school portion. So you actually have access to the online portal, lifetime access to that with like all my teachings. I like to make it as simple as possible. I give you all the tools, and really just all the content you need, lifetime access, and then we'll have the calls too. So the portal is like going to be ready and launched tomorrow. So that is my 6-week mastermind. The link in my bio has information about it, so you can take a look and see if that's something that feels like a good fit for you. I am keeping spaces capped to a certain amount just because I like to keep it small. I like to really connect with you and make sure you're getting the support you need. However, because of what serves my energy best, like what allows it to be easier for me, is I'm keeping it evergreen. So you can join it at any time. It officially like will be open for enrollment tomorrow, but you can join at any time. Just know that like if it does fill up quickly, like there might be a wait list because I only can take on so many at a time. Hang on, let me see this comment. Hi Debbie, welcome. So yeah, there's that, and then there's one-on-one, so you can check through that. If you are not in a position yet for any of those things, I do have some self-paced programs as well, so you can look into those. And yeah, I hope this resonated, guys. If this is something that resonated with you, give it a heart, share it with someone who you think would benefit from this. I really want you to understand that like this is completely in your hands. Like nothing is in your way. And when you can really understand that, that's going to be the first step in the right direction for you. Let me read this comment. Can't talk. Janet says, oh my God, I resonate with everything you're saying here. Wow, the work is mine, and I have been on that journey for a long period of time, and I'm ready to have what I want. Thank you for sharing this. You are so welcome. Janet, you can have everything you want. I really want you to know that. I really want you to know that. Like if you take anything away from this, know that you can have everything you want. Let me just rant on this a little more, because we are taught that it's wrong to want. We're afraid to want because we're afraid to let ourselves go there and then be disappointed. So we don't even actually like sometimes get honest about what we want because it just feels like a scary thing. But when you can really just own your desires, that's the first step. And understand that the whole reason you desire it is because your soul's always looking to be perfectly self-expressed, okay? You're here to have this human experience to really experience yourself in all of your glory, and your desires are who you are. So when you fight your desires, when you believe that you're separate from desires, you're misaligned, you're fragmented, you're not seeing things fully, you are resisting yourself and your fullest self-expression, essentially. And when you believe that your desires are outside of you and this thing that's hard to get, that's hard to attain, you're giving all of your power away. You're not seeing yourself correctly for the God that you are, for the powerful, infinite being and creator that you are. So again, manifestation is not about changing anything outside. It's about changing the way we see ourselves. And on that note, I just want to talk about how worthiness is not even a thing. Okay, I want you to think of it this way. This was another big thing that I had to learn. If you are worthy, if you could land deeply in knowing that you are inherently worthy, how does it make any sense at all that you would need to do something to earn it? Or that you would need to struggle, or you would need to put your time in, or it would need to take a long time, or you need to prove yourself? Like, that makes no sense, right? So when I say worthiness isn't even a thing, it's like, there's no one outside of you. There's no hoops to jump through. It's literally just whatever you decide in your mind. There's no one judging you or telling you it's right or wrong. And again, this is completely opposite to how we're brought up and what we're told. So in the beginning, like, you do need the discipline. This is why I do the shorter programs, because I want to fully immerse you in this and just repeat, rinse, repeat, keep it easy, like keep landing back in it, keep dealing with the resistance as it comes up, because the quicker you can get rid of the resistance, the quicker you'll land in that whole unified space where you fully, clearly see yourself for who you are. And when these beliefs really, when you really understand who you are, you're so magnetic and nothing will evade you ever. Let me read this comment. Yes, that fighting with myself. I've been doing this and just became aware of what I was doing to my damn self. Ugh, but now I know. Yes, now you know. Now you know. Now you can take your power back. Janet says that's a new perspective on worthiness. I love it. I am glad you love it. I love it too. And guys, I'm just telling you the things that I know to be true because of what I've experienced. And I know a lot of this stuff in manifestation, maybe you've heard it a lot, but keep at it, you know, keep going. Don't give up on yourself and your dreams, because sometimes we just need to hear things a different way from a different person with a different energy. Sometimes you just need to hear the same thing over and over until it finally clicks. Okay, you need to understand that the beliefs you're holding, they weren't just formed overnight, okay? Thankfully, it does not need to take years to get rid of it. You know, it just takes some focused energy and attention, right? Like, you've been manifesting passively everything in your life. This is about conscious manifestation. You're already a master manifester, okay? So it's not about like you need to learn how to get what you want. It's just like you need to really learn who you are, and you need to unlearn everything you've been taught. And that's why I say there are no rules. There's no limit on what you can be, do, and have. There's no time limit on how quickly this can happen, right? The only thing that makes it seem to take a long time is our belief in that, right? Like we're taught that, oh, you can't just go have what you want. You need to work. It needs to be a slow, painful process. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm just not available for that. That doesn't light me up at all. And so you really can go as quickly as you want. It's really about just getting out of your own way. It's really about mastering your internal state. I cannot stress that enough. I feel like there's more things I could think of to say on that, but this is feeling complete for now. I'm sending you guys a lot of love. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy you're in my world. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you're interested in working with me, check the link in my bio for the details on the mastermind or my different one-on-one offers and the self-paced programs. I also have a couple, what else would I like to say about that? I have a couple master classes too. If you work with me one-on-one, you get access to everything. You get access to the mastermind, the online portal forever, all my self-paced programs, all of my things. Okay, so just know that too. Let me see. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful segment. You're so welcome. So thank you for being here, my loves. I will connect with you soon. Bye.